Blessed Carlo Acutis, humble servant of God and radiant witness of holiness in our times, I come before you with faith and longing. You lived only 15 short years, yet your life has become a beacon of light for millions who seek to follow Christ. You were young, cheerful, and passionate, yet your greatest passion was not games or fame, but the love of Jesus in the Eucharist. Pray that I too may love the Lord with such simplicity, purity, and joy. Carlo, you remind us that holiness is not far from us, nor is it only for priests and saints of old. Holiness, you said, is possible for everyone who chooses God above all else, and you showed us this by the way you lived. You filled your days with prayer, kindness, and service, yet you also use the tools of your time, the internet and technology, to proclaim Christ. Pray that I may use every gift, every opportunity, and every platform in my life to glorify God. Blessed Carlo, you called the Eucharist your highway to heaven. Teach me to see the Eucharist as the very heart of my faith, the treasure above all treasures. Help me to approach every Mass with devotion, every communion with reverence, and every adoration with love. May my soul be set on fire with the same desire you had to remain always close to Christ in the Blessed Sacrament. You said that the more we receive the Eucharist, the more we become like Jesus. Pray for me, that I may hunger for him more deeply, and let every Holy Communion transform me. Blessed Carlo, you spent hours in prayer before the tabernacle, finding strength and peace in God's presence. Teach me to make prayer the center of my life, to rest in God's love, and to listen to his voice. When distractions pull me away, help me to return to prayer. When laziness tempts me, remind me of the joy of God's friendship. Blessed Carlo, you loved the poor and defended those who were bullied. Pray that I may live with the same courage, standing up for what is right, even when it is difficult. Teach me to be generous with my time, my talents, and my heart. May I see Christ in every person, especially the lonely, the forgotten, and the poor. Carlo, your life reminds me that being holy does not mean being gloomy. You lived with joy, humor, and kindness, making others feel loved and valued. Help me to live my faith with joy, not with fear. Let my life be a testimony that following Christ is the greatest adventure of all. Blessed Carlo, you loved modern technology, but you were not enslaved by it. You knew how to use it for good, to spread the gospel, and to show the beauty of God's works. Pray for me that I may use technology wisely. Guard me against addiction, vanity, or wasting time, and help me to keep my eyes fixed on what is eternal. You remind me that we are born originals, but many die as photocopies. Pray that I may live authentically, courageously, and uniquely as God created me. Help me to resist the pressures of the world that push me to compromise my faith. Let me not be a copy of others, but an original masterpiece in the image of Christ. Blessed Carlo, I bring before you my struggles, my sins, and my wounds. You know how weak and fragile human hearts can be, yet you also know the boundless mercy of God. Intercede for me, that I may not be crushed by my failings. Lead me back to confession often, where the mercy of God washes me clean. Teach me to hate sin, not because of fear, but because it wounds the one who loves me most. Give me courage to start again whenever I fall. Blessed Carlo, your body rests incorrupt as a sign of your holiness and God's grace. But your true legacy is your love for Christ, your devotion to Mary, and your joy in serving others. Pray for me, that my life may leave behind not riches or fame, but love and faith that inspire others. Let me be remembered not for what I had, but for how I loved. Blessed Carlo, I entrust my family and friends to your prayers. Pray that we may live in unity, forgiveness, and mutual love. Protect us from division, anger, and selfishness. Bring peace to our home and faith to our hearts. Blessed Carlo, I entrust the youth of the world to your intercession. Pray that they may not be enslaved by sin or lost in confusion. Ask God to fill their hearts with fire for holiness, courage to live for Christ, and passion to share His love. May young people everywhere find joy in the Eucharist and strength in prayer. Blessed Carlo, I also ask your intercession for those who suffer sickness, especially cancer and incurable diseases. You endured illness with patience and joy, offering your suffering for the Church and for the Pope. Pray for the sick, that they may find healing if it is God's will. And if not, may they find strength to bear their cross with faith. Blessed Carlo, I entrust to you all those who feel hopeless, forgotten, or abandoned. Pray that they may discover God's love shining in their darkness. Let them know that their lives matter and that holiness is possible even for them. Give them hope to live each day as a gift. Blessed Carlo, pray for the Church. Ask God to bless the Pope, bishops, priests, and all who shepherd His people. Pray for renewal in the Church, that it may shine with holiness, purity, and truth. Ask God to protect it from scandal, division, and persecution. Blessed Carlo, pray for the world. Intercede for peace where there is war, for love where there is hatred, and for hope where there is despair. Ask God to raise up saints in every generation who will bring light to the nations. Let us remember always that holiness is possible for ordinary people in ordinary life. Blessed Carlo, I thank God for your example. Through you, He shows us that even the young can reach great holiness. Help me to live with faith as you did. Help me to put God first in everything and to trust Him completely. Blessed Carlo, I ask for your prayers in my daily struggles. When I am tempted to waste time, remind me of the value of each moment. When I am tempted to sin, remind me that only God can satisfy my heart. When I feel discouraged, remind me of heaven, my true home. Blessed Carlo, intercede for me that I may one day join you in the joy of paradise. May I live with the same love, die with the same faith, and rejoice with the same joy. I place my life, my heart, and my future in your prayers. Guide me always closer to Jesus, your best friend and mine. Blessed Carlo Acutis, pray for me. Pray for my loved ones. Pray for the Church. Pray for the world. Through your intercession, may I become a saint too. Amen.